accept the blessed gifts of Father Nurgle. Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. Today, I was going to do one of my thank you videos, but then some more information came out about the new No Respite expansion for Blackstone Fortress. So I thought it would make sense to roll the new information that I've learned into my thank you video, because I tend to spend a lot of my thank you videos talking about what I'm hoping to cover on the channel in the future anyway. So, rah! Here's a Death Guard Marine. First things first, let's get this out of the way. I'm in a really good mood. And I'm in a really good mood because the channel is just growing and growing all the time, and we are now past 1,800 subscribers. In fact, as I record this, we're actually beyond 1,830, which is massive. It's not so very long ago I set myself the challenge of making it to 1,500 subscribers. So to be beyond 1,800 is huge. We know we are fast approaching 2,000 subscribers, and I'm not sure I ever really thought I would get anywhere close to that figure. So that's awesome, and that's thanks to everybody who watches my channel, anybody who subscribes, anybody who leaves comments, anybody who shares the videos. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. But now I've got that out of the way, let's talk more about Nurgle. Let's talk more about No Respite. So a few bits of information have arisen since I did my video on Monday about this, and some of it's not great news, although not exactly unexpected. The first thing of note is that the price for this expansion has been confirmed. It was confirmed on the Spiky Bits website, who got in contact with various different retailers who have all confirmed it. And the price is, as I assumed it would be, but as I hoped it wouldn't be, it's going to be the same as the Traitor Command expansion, which means in the US you're looking at $60, Canada I think that would be $70, in the UK you're looking at £37.50. And that seems very, very high considering we're not getting any new miniatures at all. I could justify those prices looking at Traitor Command, and Amble was slightly less, but only because there was a price hike across the board between the release of Amble and the release of Traitor Command. But when you're getting miniatures like the Amble and the Chaos Ogrin, those brand new miniatures, they have a tooling associated with them. There's the whole of the sculpting and production process. That's all sunk costs that need to be recouped through those sales. So I can understand that, and it's exciting to get new miniatures. Paying $37.50 for an expansion that comes with these miniatures that have been around for a while and are actually part of a £25 starter set for Warhammer 40,000, which also comes with a bunch of Space Marines as well, is it's hard to swallow, and I think a lot of people are going to be upset about that. It's actually, if you were to buy the Marines separately, they're £10, and if you were to buy the Poxwalkers separately, they're £10. Although, if you're going to spend £20 on that, you might as well buy the First Strike starter set and sell off the Marines. You'll get a better deal that way. But it looks like pricing this expansion, they've valued the cost of the miniatures at that full retail price. So they're basically saying you're getting £20 worth of miniatures, and then all the cards and tokens and things is another £17.50 on top of that. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that pricing at all. I think the Blackstone Fortress expansions have always been expensive, and a lot of people have complained about the pricing. I have agreed that they are expensive, but I've always been happy to pay it for new content and new cool miniatures. This expansion is the first one that I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to pre-order it. I'm really happy that Nurgle is coming into the Blackstone Fortress, and I do appreciate that there will be gamers out there who do not have these miniatures yet, and for those people, it makes no difference really. It's a lot of new miniatures for the same sort of price they've paid in the past. But for me, this is the first time I'm putting my hand in my pocket for Blackstone Fortress, and it's really hurting. But there we go. That's it. That's the pricing. The other thing of note is that Games Workshop have provided a little bit more information. So, looking at the Warhammer community site, we get a little bit of background information that says that the Death Guard in this expansion are a warband known as the Infested Brethren. This is a little bit annoying because they've actually released a special box set of 3 Death Guard miniatures in the past called the Plague Brethren, and as several people in the comments to my previous video pointed out, those would have been a much cooler set of miniatures to include with this expansion. It's a shame they didn't do that, especially as the warband itself has a very similar sounding name. But anyway, the Infested Brethren are part of the 6th Plague Company of the Death Guard, and they've arrived at the Blackstone Fortress in order to manipulate the Blackstone Fortress to spread their diseases through the galaxy. They have arrived on a cruiser called the Cyst of Sorrow, and I would imagine that cruiser is in the promotional picture for No Respite. It does look like there is a card, a token for a new spacecraft, and I'm assuming that will be the Cyst of Sorrow. What a fantastic name for a craft. Games Workshop haven't given away much more information than that, but they have said that part of the expansion involves the spread of 3 different types of disease. We have the Bleeding Maw, which prevents people from healing wounds. We have the Mouldering, which makes hostiles stronger by giving them the blessings of Nurgle. And then there is a disease called the Chrono Pox. This sounded really interesting to me because it says it gathers together afflictions that the host has or could possibly have suffered in any of their possible pasts or futures. However, I have seen a leak for the rules for this disease, and if it's a genuine thing, it's not as exciting as it sounds, because in the leak it basically says at the point you roll all of your action dice for a model, if the dice add up to a certain value, you take a wound, and over time that value gets lower. So it'll start off being a 17, and then it becomes a 16, then a 15, then a 14, which doesn't sound all that exciting. Overall, the new information that we have got, it's not the best news in the world. But having said all that, I am pleased that Games Workshop are continuing to expand Blackstone Fortress. Obviously, I love Blackstone Fortress, and I'm always excited to see new content, especially content that is Nurgle related. Now, before I sign off, I thought that I would quickly show you the miniatures that are coming in this expansion, because like I say, I already have those miniatures. So as you can see, what I've got here is I've got this marine white tacked to the top of a paint pot, and that is because what I'm hoping to do as part of my coverage for this expansion is do a quick painting guide for the miniatures. So I'm here at my workstation, and I've got my guys ready to paint up. So this is one of the Death Guard. This is probably my favourite of the 3. It's just the regular guy with the bolter. This is the champion. He's got a power fist, plague knife, and on the back he has a plasma gun. He also has a horrible gaping mouth in his stomach there. He's clearly very hungry. And finally we have this guy here, who has, I always forget the name of this weapon. I think it's called a Plague Spitter, which sounds a little bit like the stage name of an underground rapper. But it's a cool miniature, and he's got a horrible mutated hand. That's his strong hand. Then we have some Poxwalkers, and these are all push-fit, easy-build miniatures, and in fact some of the Poxwalkers are in, I think some of them are single pieces. I think a couple of them are single pieces, and a couple of the others are just 2 parts. They are some of the quickest miniatures to go together in Games Workshop's product line. This is possibly the worst miniature in the set. I just dislike it a lot. It's appalling. I think the hands, the pose, everything about this one is wrong. I like this one. He's got a cool mask. He's got something about Mary hair. Now, if I recall correctly, this one was just stick the head on, the body was all one piece. We have this one with his makeshift weapon and his big tentacle arm. It's got a very Slither vibe to this one. And finally we have this one who has a metal bar with some nails in it. So those are the miniatures. Those are the miniatures that you will be getting with the No Respite expansion, which have previously been available in the First Strike starter set, available as individual purchases, and they have turned up regularly throughout the Warhammer 40,000 Conquest magazine subscription. And hopefully I will be doing a painting guide for them on the channel soon. So watch out for that if you are interested to see how I'm going to go about doing that. But that is it from me for now. Thank you once again for supporting the channel, for everybody who has subscribed, for everybody who is watching the content and leaving the comments. I love reading through the comments, and I do try to respond to everybody if I can. If I miss anybody, I do apologise. But just thank you so much. It's amazing to have over 1,800 subscribers, and I'm looking forward to bringing you more Blackstone Fortress content, as well as content for all the other stuff that I'm interested in. If you have liked this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you have really liked the video, please consider subscribing, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.